Right then, as it is the international break, I thought we would just get out my last predictions for the league, where I think everyone's going to end. Obviously, relegation, mid-table crap, and obviously top 4, top 7. So you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, if you're going to stick around, please subscribe to the channel, and yeah, we'll just get straight into this video. So I want to keep this video below 10 minutes, so if I do look like I'm rushing through it a little bit, I do apologise. But there's a lot of teams this season where there's not really much you can say about them. But yeah, if there is, obviously I'll say what I think. So yeah, we're going to start from relegation to mid-table, so obviously top 7, who I think is going to win the league. So yeah, 20th, Sheffield United. Let's just say they've had a terrible start, and I think they'll go down, regroup, and yeah, just see if they can try it for next season. I guess it's just one of them. It's just it's a bit sad, but it is what it is. And obviously 19th, I'm going with Burnley. Same sort of thing, but they've stuck with their manager this season, which you don't really see, to be fair, which I respect. But then again, it's like the manager just never really changes his system and everything. Sometimes you need to change it. It's the Premier League. It's the hardest league in the world, let's be honest. So yeah, 19th, Burnley. And this is where it gets a bit messy. So 18th, without any bias, because obviously everyone knows I'm not like the biggest fan of this club, I'm going Everton. I think Everton is going down this season. They've had their points deduction, like 10 or so points. They've been giving some back. And I think they might be in for another deduction, and I think they should, really. And yeah, it's just, people say, like, look all the players they have, like, they've got some good talent. Yeah, they probably do, to be fair. But last season, you had the likes of Leicester and Leeds go down, which both of them had very top talented players. And I don't, I just cannot see Everton staying up. They've had like 11 games now in a row and haven't actually won. It's something like that. They're actually on that sort of streak right now. So I think this is the season for them, and it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, 18th, I'm going with Everton. And 17th, I'm going with Nottingham Forest, and obviously they have had their points deduction of 4 points, which is good news for likes of Luton, Palace, and so on. And I think they're just about stale. I do believe they have that quality, and I think they've got that bit more quality than Everton, like with the likes of Chris Woods banging in the goals, Elanga up front, and Morgan Gibbs-White in the midfield, which I think is a very underrated player. So yeah, 17th, Nottingham. And this is where I think Luton's going to win, 16th. They're going to stay up. I'm sorry. I know they're on this like really rough bit of form right now, but, they've got what every club wants. They want, you got that manager you love. The fan base is sticking by him. They push on the players every game. The atmosphere at their ground is amazing. The away attendance is amazing. And that's what you want in your club. Obviously, it's been quite a rocky road from this season, but that you can tell that every game they are getting that bit better. And, I just see it. I see it happening. So, and I do hope that it happens, because it's a club I'd love to see stay up. I think they've got a really good manager, which I met like a few weeks ago. I think he's a really nice guy. And yeah, I actually genuinely think Luton will stay up this season. And then 15th, I've gone with Crystal Palace. Not much you can say about that. I think they'll tie that, to be fair, after the season. I mean, it's a bit mediocre. 14th, Brentford. I think once they get rid of Tony, the better, because there's a lot of talk around him. That he was going to save the club. I think he's only scored 1 or 2 goals since being back, and they haven't really won a game. So it is what it is with Brentford. 13th, I'm going with Fulham. And I feel a bit bad putting Fulham here, because I think they are quite underrated this season with the squad they've got. And I think they recruited really, really well. Get Raul Jimenez in. Who else did they get in? Iwobi. And so on. And, they've got a good amount of talent in that squad. And it's a nice stadium. I love it. I do like their stadium. And they've got a very decent manager as well. And I think, it's very harsh me putting them 13th, but I do believe they can push into that top 10. And yeah, that's, to be fair, anyone in this sort of position in the Premier League can be anywhere, because it's just one of them seasons again. But yeah, 12th, I'm going with Bournemouth. I think they're having a good season, to be fair. And yeah, not much I can say about them. Just having a very decent season with the players they've got. 11th, I've gone with Brighton. I think the Europa League sort of knocked it out of them a bit. And they do have a talented squad. And I think, it is one of them. I think I would take 11th. And, I don't see why they can't, like, next season go for a European spot again. So yeah, 11th I'm going with Brighton. 10th I'm going Newcastle. It all went wrong this season, let's just say. It did all go wrong. I don't think you can really blame the manager too much. I think it was quite unlucky with the likes of Tonali not being able to play and so on. They've had a few injuries, not as many as Villa, but they've had their injuries, so they've had their fair share. And I think it'll be one of them. Like they'll push on next season because they haven't got that Europe or anything going on. So yeah, I'm going 10th for Newcastle. 9th I'm going Chelsea. I think it's one of them. Like they're another team prepping for the next season. They should be in the top 4 with the amount of money they bloody spent, but it is what it is. I just don't see him really getting higher than 9th. And then 8th, this might actually surprise a few people, but I'm going with Wolves. I think they're having a very overrated season. I think they've overachieved. Coming into the season, losing their manager only a few days before the Premier League starting, obviously. Gary O'Neill comes in, and I think he's done a very decent job. Didn't agree with what he was saying after the Coventry game, but I think he's done a very decent job there. And he's got them into a very good position, pushing for Europe as well. Let's be honest, they are actually pushing for Europe, so yeah, fair play to Wolves. And yeah, we're going into the European places now, and 7th, I'm going with West Ham. And, watching them play against us the other day, I can understand why the fans aren't really having it with Moyes, but then again, you got to understand the guy's still getting the results. He's still getting them into finals, quarterfinals. He's in Europe still. I know they got a massive game against Bayer Leverkusen next, but he's experienced. He's obviously won the Conference League, a league that obviously Villa are in right now, and we're seeing how underrated it is. And we do have the comments on the channel, obviously from West Ham fans, saying how underrated this league is, and it is. Everyone says it's not the best, but I bloody loved it so far. And I actually do see West Ham progressing a little bit further into the Europa League. So yeah, I am going to put West Ham in 7th this season. And from 6th onwards, I genuinely think this is what's going to happen. So 6th, I'm going with Tottenham. And I'm saying this because they've got a good run of fixtures coming up, but then there's a point where they're going against Arsenal, Liverpool, and I think it's Man City. And I think that's where they're going to really struggle. I think they will get their injuries again. They've shown already when they have injuries, they do not cope. They don't get the points. And I think they'll just fall short. And, obviously 5th place, I'm going with Man United. I don't understand why the media is putting them in a position where they could be pushing for 4th. But then again, I'll put them in 5th. I think they just do it, don't they? I think going against Liverpool the other day, where they beat them, it does give you that confidence, and they do have some good talent in that squad, like Garnacho and Mainu, and so on. And I think they're going to have that last bit. To be fair, I haven't actually seen their fixtures, but I think they're going to have that last push, and I think they're going to just get over Tottenham, and they're the ones who are actually going to be competing with us for top 4. So yeah, I'm going with Man United in 5th, and then I'm going with Villa to stay 4th. We're going to get Champions League. Obviously, what I've said about Tottenham is one thing. What I'm saying about us, obviously, we have had our injuries and suspensions this season. My word. Boubacar Kamara now out until October. Emi Buendia only just coming back, and he's not played one game. Mings, still not too sure about him. Diego Carter's been out. Pau Torres has been out. Duran's been out. Zaniolo's been out. Digne's been out. Moreno's been out. Ramsey out still. And so on. There's loads. We've had our fair share. We've had more than our fair share. But the thing about us, we're still grinding the bloody results. So there's been some games where I thought there's just no way. We're very low on players. There's just we've got 2 keepers on the bench. That's how stretched our squad is right now. And then we're getting the results. Like the last game against West Ham, we had our injuries, but we still got a point. And it's a massive point, by the way, going to West Ham and getting a point there. And I would have took that any day. But that's what I'm liking about Villa now. We are grinding the results. And we're, there must be a stat somewhere where we're actually scoring the last few minutes of the game, getting something out of the game. Because it just shows the commitment is there until the last whistle. And that is what I think will get us over the line to get Champions League. And it's all down to Unai Emery. So yeah, 4th place for Villa. And then 3rd, I'm going Man City. I think they'll take it after the season they've just had. Still Champions League. And I'm going 2nd with Arsenal. And I've got to give Arsenal a bit of praise because they are having a very good season. I don't think they're going to have like that drop off they did last season. I think they're still going to push on, but I don't think it'll come down to goal difference. I think they'll just about, there'll be a few games where they should have got the results, but I don't think they're going to drop off like they did last season. So obviously I'm going with Liverpool to win the league, and I think it's really in the stars. Obviously Klopp leaving and everything, and yeah, I probably would rather them to win the league than Arsenal, and that's just what I think. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. If there is any fans other than Villa fans watching this video, let me know in the comment section what you think about my predictions. Do you think I'm being a bit harsh on some teams, like the likes of Fulham, like the likes of Chelsea and Newcastle and that? And if so, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Up the Villa with Pride Villa. We'll see you in the next video.